Okay, so we're gonna go over how to calculate calories. So if you're somebody that does not like to input your calories into MyFitnessPal or just utilizing your phone, you can do it the old school way, just having a notebook and a pen, and then just looking at your calories and the foods that you eat for the day. Where things get tricky is when you're actually eating whole foods that are made with different ingredients together. So I'll just go over this in a minute, but we'll just go over things that do have their calorie counts already. So for example, if you are somebody that's eating chips, normally they have the serving size here above. So for example here, this is about 15 puffs will get you 160 calories. So if you want to actually individually count out the puffs, you can do that. And then what you're going to do there is just go ahead and have your notebook ready, and then have a page, and you can say this is like one of your first things you're consuming. Write down that you had 15 puffs, or you can just write down the calorie count here and then just leave that for the calories consumed on your notebook. So the reason that you're gonna have a notebook and write down the calories consumed is because at the end of the day or after each meal, what you can do is just add the totals together. So for example, if you're eating chips with a sandwich, you can look on the back of the sandwich meat, the piece of cheese, the bread. Bread usually is about one slice for a serving size, and then you can just, if you're having 2 slices of bread, if one slice is 90 calories, you can just put 90 plus 90 for both slices of bread, and then you can add up your total meal at the end once you're done. So that's a way to go ahead and calculate your calories manually instead of putting it into your phone. For example, if you are using MyFitnessPal, sometimes the database can be really large, and you have to kind of search through the foods to find what you are actually eating. So that can take up a lot of your time. So if you don't like doing that, you can do this. So that's an example for chips, but like I said, you can do the manual calculating of your whole meal if you write down everything on there. So just looking at the back of the back of the nutrition facts, looking at the amount, the serving size, and then the calories per that serving size is going to be able to get you the calories that you need. So we're gonna use another example here. If you were to have your chips and a soda, this example here does not have calories because it's made to not have any calories. But if this was an actual Coke, usually Cokes are about 130 to 150 calories depending on what type of soda you're drinking. So for that, you can just put plus 130 calories for 1 can of Coke. And then again, you're just adding this at the end. So where things get kind of weird at is when you're actually eating food that somebody has prepared. So an example here would be, this is a veggie pasta mix. So it has pasta, cheese, mushrooms, tomato, and then pasta sauce. And then on the side here is spinach. So on the back of usually vegetables, they do have nutrition facts. Sometimes they'll say 2 cups is worth 90 calories, 50 calories. Vegetables are usually lower in calories just because they are water-based. Even when you cook them, they're still gonna be that low calorie count, which is a good thing because you can actually eat more calories in your veggies and fruits than eating a large amount of a heavy food group. So like I said, this one has pasta, cheese, mushroom, tomato, and tomato sauce or pasta sauce. So to kind of get a rough estimate here, you can look at the back. This is a different noodle, by the way, but just for example, here, this is telling you 2 ounces of dry pasta. So if you want to go ahead and measure out 2 ounces, if you do have a scale, you can do that. But since this is already cooked, this is kind of where it gets tricky. So for the 2 ounces, if you have an idea of what 2 ounces looks like of pasta, once you measure the dry pasta, you can kind of get an idea of how many noodles or so that you're eating here. So this is 210 calories for about 2 ounces of pasta. This right here is probably about 2 ounces here. And then with cheese, sometimes it'll also go by ounces as well. So again, it's another weird measurement. But this is kind of where you have to overestimate. So say if you are going to a restaurant or if you've made food without measuring anything, it's okay to just overestimate the calories here so that you have an idea. It's better than lowballing it and thinking that you're not eating enough calories when in actuality you could be eating more than what you're thinking. So for cheese, sometimes it's 4 ounces for 150 calories or so. So usually I'll double or triple that, just depending on how cheesy the meal looks, just again to overestimate the food, because you don't want to underestimate it and consume more calories than what you need to be doing. So what you can do is just kind of get an idea, look at your noodle pack. You can look at the pasta sauce too. Pasta sauce has about 2 tablespoons, I believe, of serving size. So you can just, or 1/4 of a cup, sorry. About 1/4 of a cup here. Again, we're just estimating here. And then you can say, you just start adding in these calories to your paper. And then once you're done adding in the calories of the mushroom, the tomato, you can just total that up, and then it's going to be a rough estimate because it is a food that you have no idea what's inside of it measuring wise. So like I said, it's okay to overestimate this food. So if you are eating, like I said, homemade food that is just kind of mixed together, you can just kind of get an idea by looking at the amount, the nutrition facts on the back, getting an average for the amount, and then just kind of adding in the calories there. It's not the greatest and most accurate way to measure calories, but it gives you an idea, which is pretty much what you need to figure out where you're standing throughout the day. Now, when it comes to things like chips, where it gives you the serving size and calories, a bagel, peanut butter, things that already have like their measurements out and the calories for that serving size, it's going to be easier. But things such as like a banana, bananas come in small, medium, and large sizes. So you're kind of have to guesstimate what size banana you're eating, and you can easily look that up on Google, say how many calories is in a medium-sized banana, and it should be between about 200 to 400 calories depending on the size of the banana. So that's kind of where you're going to be at to kind of guess how many calories you're eating in a day. So again, this is not the most efficient way, but it is a way for you to calculate calories. If you do want to try MyFitnessPal, you can definitely do that. The thing is, you're going to have to search for the things that you're looking for. And again, MyFitnessPal is not super accurate because you can put in what you're looking for, but you have to make sure you're putting in the correct serving size. So sometimes people will put in 1 medium banana, but it's only calculating half of the banana for some reason. So you have to make sure that you're doing that correctly. If I need to, or I can, go ahead and make a video on how to input food correctly into MyFitnessPal. But again, you're just gonna have to be looking for the brand itself and make sure that it's matching the serving size and nutrition facts on that brand, so that you are putting in the correct information and not putting in wrong information. So that's pretty much how you can calculate calories. Again, you do have options for MyFitnessPal. If you want to kind of guesstimate here, you can. And then another thing too, if you are somebody that's eating a lot of home cooked meals and you're not really measuring, the biggest and best option for you is just to go by portion control. So if you are eating something like this, palms are really good here. So if you're over consuming your palm size, you're just over consuming calories in general. Your palm is a really good type of measurement for you if you don't know how many calories are in that food. So palm size for foods heavy such as this and meat, a handful would be for carbs, and then for your green leafy vegetables, they can be a big amount. They don't necessarily have a palm size here because you can eat veggies and not have to worry about them because they're so low in calories. But when it comes to foods like this, portion control is going to be the best thing for you. If you do know the amount serving and the calories, you can do that as well. So this is kind of how you calculate calories at home. No, it's not super great, but this is a way for you to kind of keep in mind how many calories you're eating. It's better to know and have a ballpark of where you're at in a day when it comes to calorie consumption, rather than just not knowing at all and just eating mindlessly. So this will definitely make you more mindful when you are consuming your calories. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave some comments. And then I'll just continue to make more videos to help you get around your house when it comes to food and just help build a healthy relationship with food and exercise. So I'll see you guys soon.